Greetings, Force users of all ages. Welcome back to Inside the Tauntaun, a Star Wars podcast where we get to the guts of what makes Star Wars meaningful to us. As always, I'm Dino Nicandros, and I'm joined by Alyssa Simmons.
Hello.
And Daniel Dawson.
It's a trap!
Shit. And today we are diving back into Bad Batch. This is episode 5, Rampage. Directed by Stuart Lee, written by Tamara Beaker Wilkinson, and by God, we're Star Wars fans.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Star Wars Inside the Tauntaun. This is our podcast opening song. Alyssa, Daniel, and Dino talking about Star Wars. Like and subscribe.
Well, happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day!
I think we'd be remiss not to thank all of the fine people serving in our country's military and all of their families.
Absolutely.
And all the ones who did.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
All those who
in the
have-
past and in the present.
Are.
We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for fighting for our freedom. We appreciate it so much. Guys, I had too much coffee today. I'm going to be singing everything that I'm going to say.
Oh, no.
We're in for a treat.
Oh, brother.
Oh, jeez.
Woo!
What do your Memorial Day weekends look like?
I am having...
These days?
Like, you mean, yeah, like this year.
This year, well, currently
Right.
I am sitting in my closet.
Yeah, well, we're recording on Sunday, so technically Memorial Day is tomorrow, and
The magic is gone.
I am having a little barbecue with my family.
Cute.
Adorable.
Yeah, so
Cute.
my dad is gonna make some hamburgers, and we're gonna...
That's like an iconic family Memorial Day.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Do y'all have plans or ideas for plans?
What about you, Dino?
I will be watching war movies all day.
Ooh.
Oh.
What's your first choice?
Yeah, what's on the list?
Well, my favorite movie of all time, and it vacillates, but my favorite movie of all time is Patton.
Oh my God, it's not a
George
Star
C.
Wars film.
Scott.
Whoa.
If you haven't seen it,
Your
it
favorite
gives
movie
an
other
Academy
than Star Wars, you
Award-winning
mean?
turn as General Patton, and it is a spectacularly well done movie.
Do you know that I've never seen that, and I feel really bad about it because
That's
it's such
all
an
right.
iconic
I know a lot
film.
of people who haven't, but
I mean,
it's
isn't
kind of
that
faded out of the. I mean, it was came out in 1970, so it's
Right.
Yeah, but that one scene, am I right? It's that one scene where he's standing in front of the flag, like that's like such an
hold him by the
icon.
nose and kick him in the ass.
There is like countless films that have like paid homage or made
Yeah.
fun of
Just-
that
Yes.
particular scene. It's like
Yes.
such an iconic thing. So yeah, I feel stupid for not having seen that.
Well,
How could
you're
you?
stupid for many reasons, but that is not one.
You're correct. That is correct.
What are you doing, Daniel?
What am I doing? I have a plan. I'm going to a friend's house for a little outdoor pool vagina. It's gonna be very nice.
Nice.
And when I say vagina, I just that when you don't
a
have any other words,
get-together.
just say it's a get
Yeah.
together of sorts.
Okay.
When you have no other words to say, you say vagina.
Well, you do.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
you do.
You do that.
Mhm. It will be
Yeah,
Well,
my
it
that all
feels-
sounds dandy. I still can't believe
Dandy. That's my name,
it's not. Your name
Yes,
is
it
Daniel.
is. It's-
Your Christian name is Dandy.
But my Christian. He is not a Christian.
Your Christian name.
No, Dan. D.
Short for dandelion. Is your
No!
full name Dandelion?
Daniel Dawson
Daniel
is my
Dandelion Dawson.
name. Dan
You
D.
heard it here, everyone.
That's
Dan.
me. Dandelion.
I got it now.
I am a lion.
Wow.
Rawr. No, it's not. Anyways, you
Do you
understand.
know what were you gonna say? You said I can't believe, and then the dandelion.
I'm not even sure.
I can't believe that.
Well,
Oh no, I know it. I can't believe. I think I remember like what I was doing on Memorial Day last year, and I can't believe it has been a year from that day.
Truly, and it's not actually night and day.
yes, it's
Right.
such a strange passage of time. I was telling someone that it feels like so much time has passed, and also like not any.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the year of the pandemic, like it just doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt kind of like long while we were in it, and now that I
Yeah.
like look back at it, I'm like, wow, I don't even feel like that year happened. It's
Right.
so
It feels
weird.
like I remember 2019 very vividly, the entire year really, and then it feels like there was a record scratch, and then and then May 2021.
Yeah, I legitimately forgot what age I was turning this year. I had a birthday like last week or whatever, and I was like,
That is-
wait, how old am I? Because the last year I'm like, I did live that. I'm very grateful that I was alive and I lived that year, but it doesn't feel like a year. I don't-
No, it doesn't.
Whoa.
We made it. We're here. We're alive.
We're here,
Or
and we
are
still
we?
have.
Is this some weird limbo?
It's all a
that we're in?
simulation.
Well,
Oh dear.
there was I was like actually reading some article. These like astrophysicists were all getting together and talking about things, and this is gonna be like really existential shit. But they theorized that there is like a 50% chance. Although I think since recently they have lowered that chance, but at the time they were saying there was a 50% chance that we were already in a virtual simulation.
Oh, I don't like that number.
That's a
Yeah.
really high number. That's a really high
I
number.
really hate that a lot.
And they know far more than I do, but I don't buy it.
I don't either. No, I don't either. I mean, because
I don't think they do.
there's
either,
too many
honestly.
variables that like it just. I mean, yeah. Anyway, but it is a fun and interesting thing to think
What-
about.
Well, since we're talking current events, what do we think about UFOs?
Oh, bitch!
Oh.
Aliens.
Do
hella.
we think these are aliens, or do we think they are blips in the cameras, the
Yeah.
monitoring software?
Oh no! This is
Could it be foreign governments testing weapons? Could it be us testing advanced aircraft?
no. Honestly, this is like how we were wondering like what Yoda was up to, like in those years in between the films. Like this is it. Like he came here.
So your answer
Mhm.
is it's Yoda.
So
It's
Yoda.
Yoda. He's just checking
Okay.
out
Final
other
answer. Yoda.
other universes, galaxies far, far away. He's like,
Right.
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
No, it's totally aliens. Hella. I hope
think
it's aliens.
I hope they're here to save us.
Yeah. Save
From
us!
ourselves.
Save us! Deliver us!
Oh. I don't know, honestly. I used to be like a big believer in aliens, and I'm
Yeah.
sure some other like life form of some kind is out there, obviously. But
Oh,
I think
you've
I
seen
think
Contact, right? You're a lesbian,
I don't know. Let me check.
right? Have you seen Contact?
Beep boop boop. Yep, I have.
See, I told you.
Yep.
But that line from that movie.
Wait, am
I
I a
think about it all-
lesbian?
What?
Check.
Am I a lesbian then?
You're absolutely a lesbian if you've seen
I guess
Contact. Yeah.
so.
If you've seen Contact, you are a lesbian.
You are 100% a lesbian. No, but that line from that movie, I think about it all the time. It's like if there's like I can't remember how it begins. Like if there's nobody out there, then it's just an awful waste of space.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is like such a great thing because there's so much universe out there. How can we not?
Well, yeah, of course. You think about how like minuscule like our galaxy is in
Yeah.
in the sense of like the entire universe, and
Yeah.
One and like a riff on that
universes.
line has always been used to partially justify faith. It's like if
Sure.
this is all there is, then yikes.
yeah.
Then what is the point? Yeah, right. Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, you guys.
Wow.
Hella
Wow.
existential
we went
today.
really heavy 9 minutes and 40 seconds into
Heavy.
this talk. Woo! Well,
Bad batch.
the Bad Batch. Let's get back to that.
Yeah, who would have thought we needed such in-depth background on the Rancor species?
Yeah.
How dare them? I mean, I guess there was part of me that, as a kid, that felt bad for the Rancor when he died, especially when that amazing actor, his performance when he came out and was like, oh, like all sad about it. I mean,
I
I
love that guy.
Keeler.
He's so great, so great. But I mean, like, oh my God, now we've seen this Rancor as a child.
No baby.
Oh
Well,
my God.
Let the great Rancor debate begin.
Oh yeah, lots of people
Okay.
say yes, same Rancor. Lots of people
Oh,
say
you think it's a different
no.
one?
Yeah.
Well, so the
Oh, interesting.
So the
Tell me all
Rancor's
about it.
name in Jabba's palace, he was
Uh-huh.
officially named in canon.
Right.
It is Patissa.
Yes,
Ah.
different name. And this was obviously named Moochie. Which is such a
Moochie.
cute name.
Do we know
So-
the do we know the lifespan of a Rancor?
I don't off the top of my head. If you know the lifespan of a Rancor,
Yell it out
leave it
wherever
in-
you
leave
are.
it in the
Yell
comments.
it.
Scream from the top of your lungs.
If you're at the gym, if you're on a run, if you are in your car, just scream it right now.
now, so
Hold on a
theory
second,
number
let me
one,
see if I
it
can
isn't
Google
the
it.
same Rancor, but this just shows how Jabba acquires them, and he probably has gone through a few of them.
Yes.
Or he has
so
multiple.
That is
yeah,
believable.
he's just got multiple Rancors kind of on backlog
Right.
at the
I
palace.
have just found. No, wait, what? This is on Ancestry.com? That
No.
can't be right. That can't be right. It says Rancor life
If-
expectancy. The average life
if-
expectancy for Rancor in 1967 was 86.
Did you know Rancors were at the front lines of the civil rights movement?
Oh, yeah, they sure were. Yeah,
Incredible.
that makes sense. That
What
is
the
not
heck?
100%.
That's so
not-
weird.
I gotta read more into that, but I'm sure it's maybe like.
yeah, if
is
you
there
read
a
it on
family-
Ancestry.com or Screen Rant, it didn't happen.
Exactly.
I imagine which is amazing. There is a family out there named Rancor. Oh my God! What if your name
Peter
was?
and Jill Rancor,
Oh my God, Alyssa
their
Rancor.
child Patissa,
She's so cute.
their adopted child Patissa.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's when I was researching other, what Easter eggs did I not discover myself? That was the big debate of this episode was
Yeah, there were some cute Easter eggs in this episode for sure.
So obviously the other alternative is this is just a retcon, retconning a retcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But,
and where did we get that canon knowledge of his name?
I don't remember off the top of my head,
I'm
Thought
curious if
that
it was
I-
from
but
a
it was
book
recent.
or if it,
Like,
it was recent.
It was fairly recent.
Oh, okay. Well, then that would be weird if they would retcon it like so recent. That doesn't make any sense. But you could be right.
I don't
But-
know.
but,
I think I saw something about it on Den of Geek. Let me see if I can find that.
Mm.
But all that to say, yeah, we now understand Rancors have a social hierarchy,
Mm-hmm.
and that I had no idea, but that they are almost sentient.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like they're not people, like they can't think like we do, but they are a step above other animals,
they have
and
feelings.
that they have feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they need
so
to be challenged
semi-sentient.
in order
Interesting.
to. They got to know who the alpha dog is.
Yes.
Right, and Wrecker is the king of the Rancors.
Right. He
That's
is
what we've
now
discovered. He is now
the
he is
Rancors.
worthy to
Oh
lead
my
the
God.
Rancors.
Well, and apparently Armiga, which I thought was so
Yes.
cute that she like
Yes.
rode him in at the end of the
Yeah, that
the
was
episode.
really cute.
Very, very cute. Okay, can we also just talk about that? I don't know. I feel like this episode for me confirmed my suspicions of her force sensitivity.
With
Just
her,
because-
her being like,
And
"You're
yeah,
Sid."
yeah. Oh, I've
Yeah,
been
right?
for sensitivity camp.
Yeah.
She didn't have a fucking
Yeah.
name tag or anything. Like, it's like,
No.
how in the hell? She just walked straight up to that chick and was just like, "You're Sid," and it's like, what?
Yeah, and I remember we debated like the two theories being she was either an amalgamation of all of them.
Right.
Mhm.
And just a super soldier, or she was force sensitive, and I think she's force sensitive.
And hey, you know, there's a plausibility that they could be both, you know?
It could, yeah, definitely could be both. But
Yeah.
as far as we know, none of them can do what she just did.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
right.
Like Hunter would be the one that is the super perceptive one, and he's now dropping people's names. You know, like as you said, Daniel, she's in tune
Yeah.
with a greater power.
She's seeing something that nobody is
We are
seeing.
not.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very, very interesting. Amiga. Also, I'm very interested about Sid. Like, I love this new character that they've introduced.
Rhea Perlman.
She
Cheers.
is so freaking amazing. I love that
Literally,
actress.
right
She's
when she
great.
started talking, I was like, that has to be Rhea Perlman, but she
Yes.
sounds so, like, kind of subdued and,
Yeah.
like, older, which
Yeah.
she
yeah.
Right.
is.
Which
She
she is, right? Yeah, totally.
But yeah, how fun to get her voicing Sid.
yeah.
And she was really great. Like I loved the dialogue specifically for her, and
Mm-hmm.
she kind of throws barbs around like Rhea Perlman does.
Totally,
whereas
yeah.
She looks over at Wrecker. Oh, look, it talks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and she said,
you
like,
can
multiple
tell.
times, like, the kid is obviously the brains of your operation. Like,
Yes. I think that it kind of shows, at least in my mind, that I mean, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it feels like they wrote it with her in mind, or
Mhm.
I mean, right? Or they had a script and they're like, oh wait, no, she needs to say this because this is something that she would totally say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
Her, the actress, I mean, as opposed to the character, but yeah.
So the whole purpose of them seeking out Sid is because they're trying to figure out who hired. Well, they're trying to figure out the identity
of the bounty hunter.
of the bounty hunter and who hired Fennec.
Right.
Oh yeah, and they go to
Ord Mantell,
Ord Mantell. How
Yep.
fun!
which was first mentioned by Han Solo in Empire Strikes
Empire,
Back, where he said, "I ran into a bounty hunter on Ord Mantell,"
I love it. I love
so
it.
on and so forth, and it has showed up elsewhere
Yes.
Yeah, the other time, which
in Clone
I
Wars related material.
I missed, but it was also in the N64 game Shadows of the Empire.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yes.
it's appeared in a couple of different video games.
There were a couple nods to Shadows of the Empire. in
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
the Fallines.
the Fallines. Yeah.
So this is
The Fallines, they're the
the green skinned folk.
Oh, I was gonna say they're like the Supremes, but like Star Wars style.
Right. The Fallines.
the Fallines, the Fallines.
But a super deep dive, the main villain of Shadows of the Empire was Prince Shizor, and he is a
Yes.
Falline, and they have long been associated with Black Sun Crime Syndicate, their criminal underworld, and we've seen them in animated Star Wars, actually. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shizor, like Thrawn, like some of these other famous Legends villains, are folded back into the
Yeah.
into
And
the family.
Shizor was really cool because he could use pheromones to manipulate people.
Mm.
So
yeah,
that's,
he had a really creepy
that's some-
seduction
some
thing with
creepy-
Leia. Like
creepy
it got
power.
really inappropriate. actually.
Delicious. We love that.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
and while we're
that's-
talking about creatures that we've like seen before, the Zygerian slavers.
Oh, right.
We saw them in Clone Wars before, but as I was doing a little research, they actually first appeared in a role-playing game called the Star Wars Sourcebook in
Oh.
1987,
Oh,
where they were
cool.
described as humans with spikes on their faces and some other minor cosmetic differences. But when Filoni...
They all wore makeup.
Yeah, they wore blush.
Mm-hmm. Just
Um,
like some eyeshadow and like some
contouring.
eyeliner.
And but Filoni said he wanted to avoid having them look like live action aliens.
Oh, interesting.
So he sort of revamped and redesigned them using coyotes as an inspiration, which
And
is
that's exactly
I
what they
get
look
that.
like.
totally what
Sure.
they look like.
yeah.
Eastern European coyotes. They all have Russian
right.
Yeah.
Right.
They all the Zygerians also ride on a reptavian, which is a term for a reptile that also flies. You know.
because it's
And-
aviate
They're called,
and
Aviators.
aviators.
Is it the Breezak or the
The
Brazak?
The Brazak, yeah.
Yeah.
And we met them in Clone Wars episode Slaves of the Republic.
Oh, right, yes. Because of the whole slaver thing, right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, which
So
is also
some-
where we saw... Didn't we see that like light whip in that episode too, or no? Was that something else?
We've seen the light
We've
whip
seen
before.
that
Right.
before, but I couldn't remember where.
Same.
But the light whip actually reminded me
Light whip.
of when Hunter is facing the leader of the group and they're battling with the light whip. It reminded
Yeah.
me of Iron Man 2.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
In the fight in Monaco when he,
Oh,
he
yeah,
wraps
he
the
wraps
thing
him
around
around
his
that.
arm and
Ooh.
then knocks
Like,
him out. It's like, I don't-
yeah, totally. Also, I know this is because I'm just like an '80s like child. But also Captain EO.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
definitely.
what I was thinking of.
Oh,
Michael Jackson just getting with
Also,
Angelica Houston just
oh my gosh,
getting her witch thing on. She's so fucking great.
She really is. We also saw Omega picks up an energy bow,
Oh yes.
Mhm.
which we've seen before. The Night Sisters.
Yeah,
saw
on Dathomir.
And
So I mean, because these are ruins. What history do we know about the Ord Mantell? I mean, were the Night Sisters ever there? I'm just curious how that bow ended up there.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if it was just
I wonder
if
if we'll
that's a
find that out.
common underground, criminal underground weapon, and
Well, yeah, it looks like the slavers were using it. Because I saw at least one of them holding it. So maybe they brought it there from somewhere.
but I mean,
else.
Ord Mantell eventually became an imperial docking station. But the reason you see, and it's interesting that they introduced Fallines, and Black Sun had an outpost.
Fallings.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Oh.
But so the planet has a lot of history with Black Sun. Interesting that this group of Zygerians, there's a little bit of world building that happens, and they talk about how with the Republic gone, the Empire provides the environment for their slave trade to
Thrive.
flourish once again.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ironic because when you think Empire, you think heavy regulation, a crackdown on criminal activity.
Right.
But
Whoops.
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 And obviously the Zygerians during this time aren't the only ones engaged in that activity. You have Black Sun, as we mentioned, and Crimson Dawn, with Darth Maul, and
Which
the Pikes, and the...
I'm interested to know if you guys think that the Red Dawn will show up in this series.
The Crimson Dawn?
Sorry, Crimson Dawn. Thank you.
Red Dawn is from the movie Red Dawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say different.
From the
very
1980s.
different. Good movie. good movie.
Wolverines!
Yeah.
I don't know. It's.
I mean,
Yeah.
it
plausible.
could be.
Well, especially if they're going to be hanging... It seems like Sid is going to be a recurring character and kind of...
oh yeah, they can't just.
what would you call her? A quest giver?
Yeah, totally. She-
Come to me and I will send you...
A quest
Yes.
giver under the title of mercenary. Yeah.
This is
Right.
your D&D like tavern
Uh-huh.
like bartender or whatever. Yeah, exactly. This
And she talks about how she has contacts within the Bounty Hunter Guild, and that's how she figures out who Fennec is.
right, which
So she probably has her hand in a few pies.
Well, yeah, she was working. Oh, and that's the other thing too. Several things about Sid. She's such an interesting character, and there's a lot of mystery there. She said that she worked with the Jedi.
Yeah.
Like, did she work with a Jedi, or did she work with several Jedi, or was she even in contact with the Council, or because it sounds like she's like the underbelly, so I don't feel like the Council, or they probably would have turned a blind eye. They're like, we're
We know
you can
about
do
her,
that, but we're just not.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if if there was a Jedi or several Jedi, which ones worked with her? Because I think that's sort of like a kind of like a dirty thing for a Jedi to do. Not necessarily, you know what I mean? Like, we got to do what we got to do to get this done. So we're going to go
Right.
to her. Yeah, very interested. I wonder if they'll ever explain that. They might. But it's
She-
fun
Yeah, she
not
definitely.
knowing too, I guess.
It's hard to say, but she might remain mysterious.
Yeah.
But some
It feels like
kinda-
we're not done with her, though, for
no,
sure.
No, I think
Yeah.
I think she'll be back. There were some really cool things in her office. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw those. There was a Mandalorian helmet.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
There was a clone trooper's helmet, a clone pilot's helmet,
Yep.
blasters that resemble Jango Fett's,
Mm-hmm.
and then on her desk it looked like it was like a wampa horn.
Yep.
Mhm.
There was also a large pelt, and given the people think that it's possibly belonged to a Wookiee.
Oh.
Well, and what's interesting there is she's a Trandoshan.
Yes, and they're like
And-
they're hunters.
They they hunt Wookiees, they enslave Wookiees.
So
and-
she's, you know.
And
She
the most
might-
famous Trandoshan we know is Bosk, the bounty hunter who we see
Right.
in Empire Strikes Back, who does that.
Yes.
Right.
Scary Loogie voice.
That's my Bosk impression.
That was great. It was really good. So so needless to say, she's like probably got a pretty like, you know, roller coaster ride of a morality past, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, depending on who she's obviously working for coin, and maybe morality doesn't always, you know, go the positive way for her. But yeah, I just loved. Oh, I'm just curious too, like when you saw that bottom half of the mouth
Mm-hmm.
of the hologram, where you're just like, oh, that's fucking. That's
Oh, Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna, yeah.
When I saw his nails,
yeah,
when
right,
you
right,
saw
right.
like his hand, like I was like, oh yeah, it's
It's Bib Fortuna.
voiced again by Matthew Wood, who is
He's back.
the sound editor on sound editor for Lucasfilm, and then he portrayed Bib in the after credits sequence of Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking dope.
I love that he
He
got
looks-
roped into that, and
I
then
know.
now it's just like now it's just what he does.
You are Bib Fortuna.
That
from
is your
now on.
thing
He's
now.
like, okay,
Fine.
getting into that makeup. I mean, not for Clone Wars, obviously, and Bad Batch, but like, you know, for the
No, they made
for
him
the-
do it for that too.
Yeah, he had to get in that to
They
be the
forced
sound
him.
booth.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Nah,
Like
it's
6
a
hours
requirement
in
now.
makeup. To
Oh my
stand
god.
God Almighty.
Jeez. Worth it though. Looks so good.
But yeah, I wonder if Bib Fortuna showing up is a harbinger of Jabba's involvement
Well, okay,
in the
so
proceedings.
and you bring up an interesting point. So, well, I mean, it's sort of related. I am curious about her, like where she got the information about Fennec Shand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she got it from somewhere. And
She's working. She knew Fennec was working under direct commission, so this wasn't a
Right.
guild thing.
yes, and so okay, so this is where I'm curious what you guys think. So, we know that the Kaminoans have hired bounty hunters before, and when, well, sorry, they didn't. Well, I guess that time it wasn't really. Anyway, my point being is that Jango Fett worked with Zam.
Yes.
Yes.
Sam Wissell.
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense if Fennec was working for Boba at this point, I think.
Yeah, I mean the
Like if Boba is the person that got commission and then he sent her to do
track
that.
down Omega. How Boba knows about Omega is
Well, by the commission, I think. I think that like that she might be working with him.
no.
Like, how would Boba
Wait.
know about Omega's?
I'm saying, how would Boba know about Omega?
Because he was hired. Like, and it's like, hey, man, we
Was
need
hired by the Kaminoans, and then he hired her
to
to
work
help.
with him on it.
in the same way Jango used Zam.
Yeah.
When he was working for Dooku.
Because you know,
Yeah, maybe.
Star Wars is like poetry, la da da.
I mean, yeah, there's precedent. I don't know why I don't think
It doesn't mean that she couldn't have done this on her own, and I think that's like, it's just it's a potentially big job, and I don't know like how well known of a bounty hunter she is at that point. Maybe they needed somebody that like.
I mean, a new one that occurred to me, and I actually don't think it's this person, but I mean, what about Darth Maul?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What about Crimson
there
Dawn?
you go. Because I was just saying, if Crimson Dawn's going to make their entrance, this would be a very cool way.
Again, I have no, I don't know how he would know about the inner workings of the clones and that Omega exists, and
It just
I mean,
would be cool.
It would be cool.
it would just be cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Just another a way to use him. And
Yeah.
he if he does have information about Omega through whatever means, of course he'd want a Force sensitive. I mean, he's been trying to recruit several of them,
Sure.
including Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's an option.
That would be a very interesting twist for sure. If he was looking for, well, and that might be a thing too, is maybe because, through the Force, he's just able to sort of reach out and he knows about this Force sensitive kid or something. I don't know. Be very interesting.
I feel like.
What if it,
Yeah, I don't know. The Force thing might be interesting too, in playing that with Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Or Mika.
or what if it was some, like, even more out there? What if it was some Jedi
Yeah.
trying?
Yeah, could be being like, I gotta go save.
I
them.
mean, it's not the Jedi way to hire bounty hunters, but the Jedi got wiped out, so maybe
Right.
I don't know who that is, but some disillusioned Jedi is trying to get her away from the Empire.
I was gonna say, I mean, there's some Jedi that apparently are working with Sid, who's
Yeah.
Or
I
did,
don't know
yeah.
if they're currently working with her because it sounds like it was in the past, but if that's
I mean, it's definitely not the Jedi style. The Jedi would probably do it themselves, but
sure.
with the environment of the galaxy being the way it is,
Yeah, they're
But
like,
they're
we need to
potentially,
direct
like,
commission.
They're potentially
it's like,
in hiding right now too.
Right.
You know?
well, definitely. I mean, most definitely.
Although that's still risky because, by hiring somebody, then that person knows where you are potentially, which, if they get paid to find, might not be good for them.
Right.
Yeah.
But I love that theory, though. It's very interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know.
This episode felt to me like we were finally in a groove.
Yeah.
Like it felt to me like.
Yeah.
And not that the past episodes have been like absurdly expositional, but it has been very much so like laying the groundwork for the like, and I
World
think we said
building.
this last week. We were like, we're ready to go.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, it felt to me like, okay, we're going now.
The foundation
Like, we're
has been
going.
laid.
They're looking, they know who Fennec is. They're
Mm-hmm.
potentially like, gonna find Rex one of these days. Like there's
They have more of a direct mission as opposed to like we just need to get away and hide.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
a much more definitive plot point that they can
Mm-hmm.
head towards. Yeah, totally. Which is much more interesting.
Yeah, so that was nice. So it didn't, not that any of the, because I think the show's been great so far. Not that
Yeah.
not that
Yes.
anything felt clunky by any
No.
means, but it definitely, I was like, oh, okay, like this is what the show is. Like
Yep.
this episode to me was like, this is the show.
And it only took 5 episodes, That's
Well, and like we were talking about a little bit at the beginning, you get to see Omega's resourcefulness and
Mhm.
just little tiny insights into her personality. She loves the comlink she gets. I mean,
Yeah,
That was
it's
so
so
she's
cute.
really enjoying
So
being part of the
cute.
team, and it's fun watching them have to kind of.
And she
Figure out how
literally,
to-
if it wasn't for her, the Bad Batch would probably still be
Yep.
trapped by the slavers. So
Right.
Oh, I thought of a
Um,
new recurring segment that we can have. So we had a recurring segment in The Mandalorian called Cute, and it was about Grogu. But this one is called Rika's head.
yeah, we got it again. We
You know
got
what?
It again.
It's not gonna be funny when he starts trying to kill everyone.
Well, we have to laugh or we'll cry.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but it's getting worse apparently.
it is so beyond coincidental now.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's why
But-
it's a
but
recurring
yeah,
segment now. I think
as I
this
said
is-
last week, it's going to get progressively. Oh, it hurts even worse now.
Yeah, so it's just
Oh no!
Rika's head. That's the
This
new
is
And
segment.
then
the
he
worst.
murders Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So it feels like there's several things that they're sort of leading to, and one of them being Wrecker going out of control, and perhaps that's like, it makes me think that maybe Rex is going to be more towards the end of the season, because like they're going to get Rex like fixed like right before it's too late, kind of thing, but they won't be able to save Crosshair. I think.
Yeah.
I think the Crosshair is going to have to
know.
sacrifice himself in some way. I'm actually curious too if like Crosshair ends up. I don't know. Do you think this is crazy? But do you think that Darth Vader will pop up in this?
Not as a like direct adversary to these guys. I don't think. Maybe, but. For my taste, it feels like an overuse of him.
You're probably right.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like
you're
that's just my
right.
preference. If he does, I'm going to be super
Jazzed.
excited
Yeah,
because
sure.
I mean, gosh.
Vader.
But
Yeah.
I don't think
he's necessary.
involving him in every little conflict kind of takes away from his mystique, and because I mean there are many in the Empire who don't even know what that guy does. They
Right,
just
right.
have heard
Yeah.
tell about this guy Vader who exists outside of the chain of command. And,
Legendary spooky guy.
If there was one character that you wanted to see show up in this series, who would it be?
Oh shoot.
oh, that's a good question.
Because I've thought about it. Because we've been like, oh, what if they show up? What if they show up? Like, what's one that like, even if it doesn't make a ton of sense, if you were just like, oh yeah, that would be awesome. Who would
Oh
it
my
be?
god, it would be fucking what's his little face from Rise of Skywalker? We need more of him. I want to know his backstory.
Who?
From who?
Oh,
Babu Frick.
Oh, Babu
Babu Frick.
We need Babu
Oh.
Frick.
Yeah.
I
Can you
wanna have Babu
Can you
Frick.
imagine him like animated too?
Yes, I could.
He's already a freaking cute puppet. So
I
like,
want it so bad.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Damn it.
I mean, it's a toss-up between Mephisto and Snoke,
Obviously.
honestly.
uh-huh.
Actually, I was. This is a tangent, but I've been thinking a lot about Snoke recently, and
Just like at night when you say your prayers.
yeah, just when I put my head on the pillow.
Yeah.
I wonder
Oh
what.
dear
I
Lord.
wonder what those tanks of Snoke are if they're still around. I don't want to open a wound. I'm just
Here we go.
frustrated because I actually thought Snoke was like really cool.
He
Oh,
was a
yeah,
cool character.
sure.
And it was Andy Serkis's interpretation, and just he was very much a Palpatine figure, but also there was more kind of dark comedy to him.
Yeah.
He's a lot more snide. And with all the cloning business, I'll say it, I wouldn't mind like seeing some Snokage. I
Here's
have no
the thing.
idea.
Yeah.
Do you know,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
honestly,
bored
I
with
didn't
that.
think about it until you just brought it up, but like there is totally a backstory for Snoke. Maybe not the Snoke that exists in the films, but like obviously his DNA came from something. You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah, and
Snoke was not
Right.
Snoke was not just like all Palpatine. He was, a little dash of Palpatine, but like DNA of something else. So who was that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that would be a very interesting story to tell, and I would love to.
Even if they just broached it like blink and you'll miss it.
Uh-huh.
Like little references to that would then lead you to that answer. That'd be kind of cool. But I know
Yeah.
they've been trying to fill in the Snoke backstory through the Kylo Ren comics
Oh, is that right?
and through the Darth Vader ones as well. And I don't know. It's
Whose
all
hand
to
is
everyone's
Snoke
taste. It's just not super satisfying to me. But
Yeah.
There's so many
I need to
severed
read.
hands out
I
there in the
need to
galaxy.
read those comic runs.
I
Yeah.
also do as well.
they're great. They are particularly great watching Luke and young Ben Solo function together.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
watching Snoke slowly exert his influence over Ben. It's all great.
Makes
and that's
that
why
much
I
more
wish we got a
tragic.
more satisfying explanation to Snoke.
Yeah.
Because or don't offer an explanation at all. Like Ryan Johnson was saying, he's like,
Right.
it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have
right.
it be like
But
fully
but because
mysterious.
because we were spoiled by having the prequels and learning all about Palpatine, and in only a way Ian McDermott could do, we felt like, okay, they've presented a really cool character in Snoke. We have to know
We
where
have
this
to know
guy
about
is
him.
Yeah,
coming
he's
from.
got to have like the most
And all the while
craziest
Ryan
past
is
story.
like, it doesn't.
You don't.
It's not
You actually
relevant,
don't.
but okay.
Yeah. And I kind of love that mindset with a lot of Star Wars. So
Because at
I
the
can
end of
get
the
on board
day,
with that.
the important
Preserving mystery
Uh-huh.
and whatnot.
right, and we're telling the story of a Star War, like it, the politics and the backstory doesn't necessarily matter in that moment. Yeah.
Well, and I'm glad we've gotten it for a lot of stuff because we wouldn't
Me
be
too.
talking about Bad Batch.
Sure.
Right.
If we didn't. But I think back
100%.
to A New Hope when Luke is talking with Obi-Wan. He's like, you fought with my father in the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell is the Clone
Yeah.
Wars?
Right.
But
yeah.
your imagination just ran.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, what
they
are
knew what it
those?
was, and that's
Okay.
all that mattered.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I love that sense of mystery.
Me.
It's all
too.
gone now. No mystery.
But anyway,
anymore.
yeah. Snoke or Mephisto is who I'd like to.
Okay.
to see.
Mephisto.
Mephistoke.
Omega cracks open the multiverse. And
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
shit.
the Avengers and Harry Potter.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Oh.
Omega is actually going to be the villain in Multiverse of Madness for sure.
We give like fan fiction people so many ideas. They probably
Yeah, you're
steal our
welcome,
ideas.
everybody.
We've probably stolen theirs, honestly. I
Probably.
cannot believe this is the first time this has been discussed.
Nah,
So
Yeah.
probably not.
I
But
hadn't I didn't even have an answer to the question that I proposed to you, but I like Daniel's answer. I want Babu Freak.
Yeah, right. Mama
well, and
Freak.
he's kind of a not an underworld character, but
He would totally
runs in
fit.
seedier circles. Yeah. What about like a young Zori Bliss?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I can
Sure.
get behind that.
I mean, she'd be really. I think she'd be. She'd
She'd be-
probably be 10 or 15
yeah, I was gonna
at
say
this
she'd be a
point.
teenager probably.
That'd be
But,
fun.
Yeah. Ooh, that's cool. So many
Oh.
people that they could put in there. I know they're not obviously gonna.
No.
I mean, we got like Bib Fortuna in this episode.
Yeah.
And
right.
So like,
And he hasn't put on the poundage yet. So
No.
yeah,
obviously,
Yeah.
because this
Looking
is
trim.
pre-Return of the Jedi, but
It's not as thick these
yeah,
days.
he's looking trim.
He's looking very svelte. Good for him.
yeah.
Also, I'm just noticing that dope poster. Isn't that your new poster you were talking about?
It is.
Ah, yes.
Very cool.
Can we pan up?
I just see.
The girls.
We got
of
She-Hulk.
Marvel. So it's
We've
from a
got Emma
comic-
Frost
It's from a
down
comic
below.
run called The A-Force, which
Yeah.
It's a force.
a force.
It's just one of them.
And it is all of the female superheroes basically.
Freaking cool as hell.
So it's like the Avengers girl power style.
We love it.
Yeah.
And we stand
Guys.
at all costs.
Oh,
I'm reading the Jonathan Hickman. I've told you this already,
Yes,
but I'm reading
how's that
the
going?
entire Jonathan Hickman Avengers run, and
how many comics in that entire run?
oh god, well, it lasted for over 2 years, so
Okay.
that many.
That's
And
a lot of comics.
It includes both a new Avengers run and an Illuminati
Okay.
run, and I mean they're all
Illuminati?
interwoven.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I was telling Alyssa about this. So the Illuminati are a group consisting of Charles Xavier, who is dead by this time,
What?
Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, Namor.
No, this is not
Black
based off of
Panther.
like the Illuminati.
No,
that,
no,
like-
no.
Okay, different.
But they do take on and Mr. Fantastic.
Beyonce is apparently a part of the Illuminati.
Beyonce.
Yes.
Yes, she's like the most
But
famous Illuminati.
This group operates kind of in the shadows. The Avengers don't really know about them. Governments don't know about them, and they do the things that others wouldn't.
Yeah.
And so it puts them in a lot of moral conundrums. So in this run, they possess the Infinity Stones.
All
or
of them?
gems, as they are in the comics. Yes.
Ugh.
But then they lose them.
Ah.
And now Thanos has entered the story.
God.
There's a whole lot of other stuff happening, but he has now entered the story. There's a bunch of infighting, and it's just getting messy as hell.
Oh, I bet. That sounds
sounds
good.
fun.
It's very good.
That does sound fun.
Are you still reading Eternals, Daniel? Are you caught up on the current run, or
I'm almost caught up. Yes, it's great. Yeah, it's the most current Eternals. Yeah, it's pretty
Nice.
cool. We're on episode.
We got the trailer, the new trailer
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
Eternals film.
That trailer is
Chloe Zhao.
sexy.
Whoa. How
Yeah.
exciting. Everything about that just looks so it sort of I remember when Thor Dark World trailer came out and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, this is different. This is otherworldly, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Otherworldly woe.
Otherworldly, whoa." And I felt like that watching this trailer. I was like,
Mhm.
this is some very different. This is a different flavor of Marvel than.
Hopefully, it's a little better than the Dark World was, but
Well, yeah. We'll
And
talk
if
about
we
that.
regard Dark World as the least good, I use that purposely, the least good of the Marvel movies,
Yeah, 'cause it's
because
not
I can still
bad.
sit down and watch
Sure,
that
it's
movie
still a good
and
movie.
be like,
It's still a fine movie.
great.
Yeah.
in fact, it's better. I think that like most things, it's like when you're sitting down in a movie theater and you haven't seen a Marvel movie for maybe a year or
Yep.
two,
Yep.
and we've been waiting for so long, and then you get this, you're like, oh, that maybe is a little bit of a letdown. But if you're just watching them in succession and it's just another thing that you're sitting down in your living room, and you're like, that it's totally enjoyable, very, very fun and good.
Well, and I mentioned Iron Man 2 earlier. I'm reading, and this is a revelation to me, but I'm reading on the internet that people regard that as by far the worst MCU movie. And it's like,
Wait, Iron Man 2?
Why?
Robert Downey Jr. and Sam Rockwell alone,
Yeah.
elevate it to good movie status.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
That
that's so
is weird to me.
The plot could be terrible, which it wasn't necessarily, but the
Yeah.
plot could be just awful. And if you have Robert Downey Jr. and Sam Rockwell for 2 hours, I'm like,
Yeah. Oh,
oh,
brother.
interesting. Everyone has their opinions. Some of them are stupid,
Some of them are really
Yeah.
dumb.
but I respect your right to be an idiot.
You can be an idiot.
So
Here.
next
Be whatever you
time,
wanna be.
next
This
time
is
we
America.
record, we will have gotten together. I didn't even suggest this, but my wife decided that she wanted to watch all of the Marvel movies, the whole
It's a good
entire.
wife right there.
I was so excited.
And that's when you knew that you weren't getting a divorce, right?
That's
Right.
the moment I knew.
The papers,
That was the
the
moment.
papers were signed. They were on their way to the lawyers.
No, she really likes that genre. She loves Batman movies.
Yeah.
But
But
was like,
she's always been like a DC stan and Marvel. Nah.
not really. Just mostly the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. That's her jam.
Definitely.
But she was like,
She has
since
good taste.
we have Disney Plus, we may as well just watch them in timeline order.
Why
How
not?
about that?
So we've been watching about one a day,
And she's
we are at our final, well, including Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man.
Right.
Right.
We've got the last two Avengers movies, so Infinity War and Endgame, and Dino and Daniel are going to come over and watch Endgame with us.
Very exciting.
I'm actually worried about what her. I'm worried.
She's a person who is not afraid to show her emotions and let them out.
No, she is.
And
Yeah.
that movie will drag them out of the best of you. So
And she already screams and squeals and cries in all of the movies. So
Yeah.
and she loves Iron Man. So I'm. Ooh.
Wow. That's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
I remember I saw that with my mom in the theaters, and she'd seen most of the Marvel movies. And this past summer, we actually went back and watched all of them in succession. But she was unconsolable.
Oh, really?
Inconsolable after that movie.
It's really awful and heartbreaking.
I don't think that my
Oh.
mom would really like those movies. She
No,
likes
I-
action movies, but she's just not.
She just might not be
She might. As emotional.
emotionally invested
Right.
in them. But
The last movie I saw in theaters with my mother was Mary Poppins too, and she was a
Oh,
mess.
she was crying hard. I bet.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Very, very much. She's like,
That's facts.
just
She's
like,
like, that
very.
song sounds like Steppin' Time, but it isn't, and it's not as good. That was why I was crying.
I liked that
Oh,
movie. I thought it was
no.
very sweet.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
It was fine. I actually, I don't know. I really liked it. The Nowhere to Go But Up is such a sweet song. There was some
No,
really
the
good,
songs were
good
sweet, but
tunes
to
in there.
me,
But they were
I'm
very much
sorry,
like, it felt like a
you
carbon
have to-
copy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Sherman Brothers. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty hard to.
if they had not made it a musical and just made it a P.L. Travers kind of adaptation
Mm.
with Emily Blunt, I mean, I thought she was like really good.
Oh, she's phenomenal. I mean,
she's good
especially
at everything.
yeah,
like,
she is.
like what are huge shoes to fill, but she like.
But gosh, the
managed.
music has got to. If you're gonna follow
Mhm.
Mary Poppins, it's
Yeah.
like okay,
Yeah.
Right.
they were doomed to fail.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that with
From the
that
outset.
in mind, because I was just like, I was already preparing myself. I was just like, there's just no possible way. And I thought they did a,
No,
I thought
it's
they
still
did
a
a
Yeah,
fun,
fine
no,
still a
job.
fun
I enjoyed
movie and nostalgic and sweet.
Yeah. And I cried. I had a great time.
Well.
I was in a very vulnerable place, I think.
So what other movies do you want to talk about?
Okay.
Oh my God.
This is
just
since
movie
Star Wars
corner.
is irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we talked
We're
about
We're done talking about it.
we started
Legends
talking
of the Fall. An
Oh,
interesting film.
yeah, Legends of the Fall. Isn't that the oh God, what does she
The
say?
Chattooga River.
What's
It
Are
doesn't
you gonna
matter.
quote
I'm sorry.
something for us? Or?
No, we're
Yeah,
gonna
there's a
end the
famous
episode.
quote from that
Okay.
movie. Oh God, I can't remember what it is.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm
but,
talking about. It's not.
but
I can't. The quote
in
that
my
I can't get out of my
advanced
head
years,
right now is the I
my
love you,
recall
always have,
is-
always will. But that's not from that.
No. What is that?
No. You know what that's from, though, right?
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to this.
Yeah, this episode's over.
Schnikes.
Yeah.
Just
Anyways,
kill it.
that
Kill it.
was Clone Wars episode 5.
Clone Wars.
Nope, Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch. It used to be
Yes,
Clone
it was. Oh my
Wars,
God, look at my
and
shirt. Bad Batch.
Daniel is sporting
hat.
some
Batch.
very cute Bad Batch merch.
Yes, it's available at Hot Topic apparently.
Apparently.
Hashtag not sponsored.
I haven't been in one of those since 2007. I don't think.
Hey, you know they got some cute stuff nowadays. They've gone. They've like leaned away from like punk rock, and they're now more into
Like nerdy
just like
stuff.
100% nerddom. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll have you go in there for me.
I prefer box lunch. I don't know why.
Same. I love box
They're
lunch.
just hella cute stuff.
Yeah, cute.
For my birthday, I got a really cute ice cream scoop shirt, and each scoop is a different droid.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so it's BB-8, R2, and C-3PO.
That's
Cute.
adorable. That's very cute.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah.
This is Inside the Tauntaun, a Star Wars podcast.
It is.
If you have any thoughts or feelings, or
Keep them to yourself.
Yeah,
just
don't you dare
hold 'em in.
say anything.
Shut your whore mouth.
hold them in and take a bath and go to sleep. That's what I like to do. I'm Alyssa Simmons.
And I'm Daniel Dawson.
And I'm Dino Nicandros.
May the force be with you.
Always.
This is Battle